Hi, I'm Steve, and they call me Steve the Dweeb. How are you, Dr. Bob?
So, Steve, what do I need to do to protect my practice and my patient information?
Well, there are several key items that you should have in place. I like to call it a layered approach. Let's start with 3 of the most important items that you should have within your network: a backup, a firewall, and an antivirus.
That sounds interesting. Tell me more.
First, and most important, you need to have backup software installed on your server or wherever you store protected health information. And please, let me call it PHI for short. You should have a backup that can not only back up your data, but your entire Windows operating system and programs, and also give you the ability to encrypt the backup.
Why would I need to back up my entire server and not just the PHI?
Backing up just your PHI is a step in the right direction, but if you have a backup program that backs up your entire server, you'll save time and money during the restore process. One simple process could have your entire server up and running, pre-hardware or software failure, within a matter of minutes, as opposed to days. Also, I'm sure you lost the installation disks to those legacy applications that you desperately need to run your practice.
You mentioned something about encrypting backups. Can you explain what this means?
The PHI data that's backed up needs to be encrypted. Encryption is the equivalent of putting a lock and key on your patient information. Only you and those who have the password should have access to your patient information. Without encryption, data that is lost, stolen, or misplaced can be easily accessed by anyone. You should also consider backing up your data to a cloud server.
Why should I back up my data to a cloud?
Not only should you perform a backup, but you should have a service that copies your data out of your office. Fire, theft, water damage, and other national disasters are just a few items to consider that could damage your PHI. All of your data can be easily restored back to the premise server.
All of this sounds great, but I have you beat on the firewall. My internet provider gave me this really flashy-looking modem and told me that it was a firewall.
Actually, your internet provider just gave you a brick with flashing lights that just looks pretty. A true firewall allows or denies access to and from your network and has the ability to alert you when someone attempts to break in. Think of a firewall as a strong door on your house. The people that you want to have access to your house get a key, and for everyone else, the door is locked. A firewall does the same thing. It protects your network from attacks. There are different types of firewalls on the market today, and some even have an antivirus engine built right into the device. Having a hardware-based firewall on your network and having it managed by an IT professional is vital to your practice.
That's interesting, that some firewalls have antivirus built right into them. Does this mean that I don't need an antivirus on all of my computers?
Actually, going back to what I was saying before about having a layered approach, you should have an antivirus on all of your computers. Think of it as a second opinion. What one doctor misses, another doctor might catch. Some viruses can pass through your first line of defense, but might get caught with your second round of defense. Also, the antivirus on the firewall can catch viruses coming through the internet or emails. However, an antivirus on the computer can prevent a virus from the inside.
All of this is very interesting, but it sounds complicated and expensive to implement and maintain.
For me, it's simple, but I do have an all-in-one solution that will take care of this and more at a low monthly rate. MicroWise technology can host your practice data in the cloud. Our cloud server packages allow you to access your PHI remotely and securely. Your data is on a server, which is stored in a security-enforced data center. Additionally, your dedicated cloud server is monitored and maintained by IP professionals so that your PM EMR software runs well and delivers the best possible experience to you and your staff. We have the means to monitor the firewalls and are immediately alerted to potential threats. Your backups are also monitored, maintained, and encrypted, and data can be restored on demand. MicroWise's cloud servers are an all-inclusive solution.
Wow, that sounds great. I'm calling MicroWise right now so they can handle this for me. All I want to do is just practice medicine, and if MicroWise can relieve the IT burden from my life, that'll be one less problem I'll have to consider.